Hey guys, back again. I'm so happy to be back at the river. Well, actually, I never stopped. But anyway, um, you know, just happy to be back and not having to pretend that you're not back or hide or watch it and feel like, why am I not there? You know, the rivers, the lakes, the seas, the oceans, the ponds, the swamps, everything belongs to the citizens, right? And not to our government. It belongs to the citizens. And nobody should ever have to give us the right to go in a place where it belongs to the entire country. But, you know, be that as it may. I don't know if you guys have been seeing everything that's been going on with the truckers in Canada, in Ottawa. You know, the massive protests that they've been having. I know a lot of places are not covering it, or they're giving it the one-sided coverage. But I think what they're doing is necessary. I think what they're doing is making a stand, as you know, people should. People have autonomy over their own bodies. No government is supposed to tell you what to do with your own body. It doesn't matter what you believe. It really doesn't matter. The fact is, you should be able to do what you want with your body. And it's amazing to me, you know, that they have the guise of public health, caring about people's health and all this kind of stuff, when actually they have rushed and developed laws to charge anybody who's bringing fuel and bringing food to the truckers. So you care about their health so much that you're willing to starve and freeze them to death, if that even makes any sense. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. And then I saw with Gofundme, could you imagine that? I mean, I think these companies are, you know, they're taking a little too much latitude with what they think they could do. Over $10 million was donated to the truckers. And could you imagine that Gofundme has decided to redistribute, take it upon themselves to say that I guess it goes against their community guidelines, and instead of refunding that money, they are going to redistributed to different charitable organizations. I mean, how crazy is that? That money was not for whoever you think it should go to. It was for the truckers. That's who it was for. Why do you think you have the right to tell somebody where their money should go? I mean, and to that point as well, when will the government give back people their DSS money? Anyway, I digress. You know, it baffles the mind, but you know, some of the biggest contradictions I have ever seen is happening right now. Caring about health, but they're gonna starve or freeze them. The other thing is that, you know, a lot of these countries have created wars in many parts of the world under the guise of freedom and democracy. And now when people are exercising that same right that you are so-called giving to people in other parts of the world, you're telling them they do not have that right. Can you imagine? So now, you know, all these countries that were supposedly free, now you actually see what freedom is, because if it is that you cannot protest, they're telling you, well, you have to get permission to protest, you have to get permission to do this, I will tear gas you, I'll do all these things. When you thought you were free, now you know how little freedom you actually have. And I think, you know, it's a big lesson learned. And I think, you know, when we look at everything, we have to really ask ourselves, who does the government work for? Who do they work for? I mean, I think one of the biggest catastrophic mistakes that any government can make is denying children education. The biggest mistake you can make is that. And you're saying it's because of public health. That's an absolute lie. Schools all over the world are open for a long time now. There's no pediatric emergency. There never was. There never will be. And they are, you know, saying, oh, this child, but you know, like, if you notice, when they're talking about any child, that's my kid, sorry. When you talk about any child that has supposedly died from the virus, they don't give any information. They don't talk about comorbidities. And this is not personal information that we're gonna know who the child is. This is just information that they have been giving anyway. They don't say what area, they don't say how, they might say how old, I'm not sure. They don't say whether or not the child had comorbidities. They don't say anything. They don't say whether or not they had taken the injection. Of course they won't say that, because they don't really want you to know. And people should demand it. People should demand to know what is the truth and what is not the truth. Why are you holding back certain information when it suits you and giving some when it suits you as well? If you're going to give information, give the information and be consistent with it. but they don't want to tell you. You know, they don't want to say anything. I mean, imagine you have people advertising on your behalf, and then when they actually, you know, breakthrough cases, do you notice that there are no breakthrough cases with any government officials or powerful bureaucrats? I hope you all notice that. I don't trust any virus that does not kill politicians. I'm sorry, I don't trust any virus. Anyway, so and all the politicians old and have a bunch of comorbidities. I don't trust any virus like that. You can trust it if you want. I don't. And you know, like when, you know, Kenny J, may he rest in peace, when he died, silence, not a word. I didn't even know if they paid for his funeral. And when I had mentioned that about funerals, you know, somebody was quick to say, oh, funerals, and yeah, they don't pay for your funerals. They're gonna, you know, throw you to the dust because that's how they think of you. Yeah, I think right now is it's time for us to really reflect and ask ourselves if this is the kind of governance that we want. And this is not about political parties, because honestly, in my opinion, they're all the same. They're all the same. I think they're all the same, and they're all a waste of time. And now we see how much overreach they really do have, and how much, you know, they're drunk with power. They think that they have all the power in the world over us, and they don't. They work for us. Okay, they work for us. So I support the truckers. I support, you know, their right for freedom, their fight for freedom. And I would say, you know, keep up. Do not comply. If you don't want to comply, do not comply. Do not be forced. Do not be cajoled. Do not be coerced. Do what you think is right. And, you know, stand up for yourself. Stand up for your family. Stand up for your children. Until next time, guys. Bye.